Factor quadratic equation with leading coefficient greater than 1. I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video I will show you the technique of factoring quadratic equation with leading coefficients greater than 1. Example is factor fully if possible 6x squared minus 5x minus 1. It's kind of very important to note this word if possible, since sometimes you may have equations which cannot be factored using integers. Now, the example is 6x squared minus 5x minus 1. The technique is to find two numbers whose product is 6 times minus 1, which is AC, and whose sum is minus 5, right? So we are looking for two numbers, let's say the numbers are P and Q, whose product is equal to 6 times minus 1, which is minus 6, and whose sum P plus Q is the coefficient of x, which is minus 5. This is what we are looking for. So what we do here is we try out different numbers, like so easy, but the method you should understand. So how can you get minus 6? Well, you can get minus 6 if you multiply one number which is positive with another which is negative. Now, since the sum is negative, so we will take the higher number to be negative, correct? So let's try out all the factors of 6. Well, minus 6. So factors of minus 6 will be minus 6 times 1. I have taken minus 6 as negative since I want sum to be negative. Now if I add them up, right? So if I add them up, what do I get? I get minus 5. Do you see that? Minus 6 plus 1 is minus 5. That helps, right? Well, there are other factors also. Let me write them down. Minus 3 times 2. That also gives you minus 6. But when you add this up, you get minus 1, correct? So what we really found is the numbers P and Q, which we are looking for, are these, right? Since their product is minus 6 and the sum is minus 5. So this is the combination of the numbers, correct? So the numbers for us are minus 6 and 1, correct? Now what we can do is we can write minus 5x as combination of these two. So we'll write this as 6x squared minus 6x plus x. No need to write 1 here, okay? It is always understood. Now, so from 3 terms, trinomial, we get 4-term polynomial, right? In this, group in 2. So we'll have 2 groups and from them find the common factor. First group gives us a common factor of 6x. So we are left with x minus 1. Here we have a common factor of 1. Again, no need to write 1. You should not, right? It is understood. So now if you see, we have x minus 1 as a common factor between these two groups. So we can factor out x minus 1. We are left with 6x from the first term and plus 1 from the second. So that is how you factor it. So this is a way to factor. Now there is another method of factoring which I think I should discuss with you also, right? Now here we have two magic numbers which are minus 6 and 1, right? We need to factor 6x squared. So okay, so I want to just squeeze it in somewhere. Let me push this page a bit forward so that I can continue here itself. So this is an alternate method. Since we have these two numbers, what we can do is we can write factors as 6x minus 6 times 6x plus 1 with both the factors, but with 6x, the first term, without this square, correct? Now that divided by, since if I multiply 6x by 6x, I'm going to get 36, not 6x squared, right? We'll get 36x squared. So I should divide by 6. So that is the kind of strategy, and that should give me the answer. So now we have this. Now the first term will be divisible by this. Now how? 6x minus 6 when you divide by 6 is x minus 1. So what you get here is x minus 1 from the first term and 6x plus 1 from the second, and which is same as what we reached earlier. So that is an alternate way of factoring quadratic equations with leading coefficients greater than 1. So you can adopt this method also. It helps especially in multiple choice and sometimes when you have to quickly get the answer, right? You can get it saving a couple of steps. I hope that helps. I'm Anil Kumar. You can subscribe to my videos and learn a lot more. Thank you and all the best.